everyone. My name is Amira Rajput, and today I am doing a lecture on how to shop a pro-recovery diet on EBT and food stamps. It's the 5-star pro-recovery diet. So we're going to teach you all about how to eat well, eat healthy, making great decisions on a budget. Does that sound great? I hope so. All right, here we go. So when we talk about food stamps, it's really called SNAP benefits. So SNAP is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. It's a federal program. It's the most effective way to improve access to healthy food for low-income families. And believe it or not, there's 43 million American households dependent upon this program to be able to feed their households. Here are what some cards look like. You'll see Arizona is in here, Hawaii, right here. This is Wisconsin, South Carolina. They all look different. And the EBT is the SNAP benefits go onto this credit card thing that looks like a credit card. It's actually called an EBT card. So all the SNAP benefits go onto this EBT card. And you get it every month. The first, it depends upon your last name when you get your benefits come in. It could be the 1st of the month, the 2nd of the month, the 9th of the month. It's used in all 50 states, the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and Guam. So we're going to take an example here. This is the United States. And then it talks about state-by-state program coverage. If you go to this website down here below, HTTPS, it's the www.benefits.gov/categories/food percentage and then 20 stamps. And that'll take you to this map, which will turn into this. And it brings you to another website, the USDA Food and Nutrition Service. It's the US Department of Agriculture, where when you go over any of these states and you can click on them. And when you click on it, this comes up and it talks about all the programs and the benefits for that state. So I will go over a little bit about like the farmers market in today's session. I will go a little bit over the seniors farmers market as well. And right now, this is just basic information under the SNAP program. So I clicked on Wisconsin since I'm located in Wisconsin right now. I'm in Milwaukee. And when you click on this, it also gives you the SNAP retailer locator. And you can see how many retailers accept EBT. This is amazing. When the program first started coming out, it would just be pocket 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. But now you get hundreds of them just in this Milwaukee area. And you can dial it down and search it by your address or by your zip code. It gives it on the side bar right now. So I put in the zip code 53226, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Within 8 miles, it came up with all of these. And then it'll list down here all of them that accept EBT. So you've got Target now that is included. Any place that sells groceries. I don't think some of the Menards that are local to Wisconsin, it's a home improvement store. I don't think they accept EBT, but like gas stations do, Pick and Saves, Target, which is pretty good at selling. They have a whole food department now in Target. So lots of options. And you can also save money purchasing at store brands like Walgreens accepts EBT, Smart and Final, which is on the West Coast. Fry's is on the West Coast. Like I just said, Target, Walmart, Aldi's. I do not recommend buying Costco or Sam's Clubs because they are more costly per container, per pound, per ounce. Plus, you cannot use coupons there. However, you can on Amazon and Walmart. You can buy those online and they have EBT card SNAP approved products. You can also save money buying online because when you buy online, like right now, we're having this major gas inflation in our economy in the beginning of 2022. And you can save money, gas money, by not having to drive to and from the different stores that you want to buy stuff at. You can buy them online and get it directly delivered to your home. I know with Walmart, when you use your EBT card, you can get them delivered to your home for free. It doesn't cost anything. Currently, Aldi's a great store for EBT card. They've got great stuff. They've really evolved as a store. It used to be known as a low-income store with low-income cheap products, but now they've evolved to the point where they have organic stuff. They've got seasonal stuff. They've got gluten-free. They've got all these different options still at a low-cost price. And definitely you can use your EBT card there. So here's Walmart's logo, and here you've got your Amazon logo. Here's Walgreens. They accept EBT as well. And it's really great when you find food that's on sale in their weekly coupon book, and when you can find a retail coupon as well on top of that. So you're using a coupon upon a coupon. So it's like getting a sale on top of a sale. For example, I was in Walgreens not too long ago. They had Original Cheerios, which is a really good option for the 5-star Pro Recovery Diet. It does not have gluten in it. It's whole grains, and there's a very, very low sugar content in there. So you can buy them. They were on sale for $1.99 a box. And I found a grocery coupon that if you bought 2 of them, you could save $1. So when you save $1, so that would be $4, right? 2 and 2 is 4. But when you buy 2, you save $1. So 4 minus $1 is 3. So for $3, you can get 2 boxes of Heart Healthy, very low sugar brand name box of cereal. General rule of thumb, stay away from high sugary cereals. Choose like oatmeal, cold cereal with little sugar in it, such as Original Cheerios or even Rice Chex, which is gluten-free. It can be tempting to add refined sugar on there because they don't have it, but instead put fruit on there, and that'll be a healthy version of sugar without adding more refined sugar on top of that. It's not necessary to do that. And it's eventually your brain and your body will get used to not eating that sugar. It's going to take some time to detox, but it takes a shorter amount of time than you think for the body to acclimate to low sugar diets. Just give the body some time and give yourself some patience. And recently, Pro Cheerios came out with an enhanced protein version, and so did Quaker Oatmeal. Added protein. The Pro Recovery Diet, protein saves lives. If you eat the protein every 3 to 4 hours, it's very, very good for overcoming addictions, overcoming depression, overcoming anxiety, overcoming cravings. Really, really need to watch out for that. And if you have trouble, if you're one of those people that doesn't get a protein shake in or has trouble eating meat, I would suggest at breakfast time capitalizing on higher proteins at that time. This is also when you make use of coupons. Oh, want to secure that. Making use of coupons. Coupons are great, but they're even better when you use them on already sale and discount items. Like I talked about Walgreens and the Cheerios. You can use coupons that come from Retail Me Not, has been used for quite a while now. That was founded in 1998. Coupons.com is another coupon portal. And then Smart Source. Smart Source is the one that comes in the Sunday morning newspaper. You can get additional available coupons through Kroger, Pick and Save. You have to check your local retailer to see if extra discounts are given to items during their weekly ad. Here's an example of an in-store grocery coupon. So I found eggs the other day. 18-count eggs were on sale in February of 2022 for a whopping 97 cents. And eggs are an excellent source of protein for the part of the Pro Recovery Diet, the 5-star Pro Recovery Diet. Then I also saw Freschetta Pizza. This is a great family meal. Get the plain cheese because you don't want all those added nitrates that are filled with the pepperoni and the sausage, and God only knows what they else put in those additives in their own filling meat section, supreme section. You really want to go back to basics and get your plain cheese. And that way you can add all of your own vegetables. You can add your own mushrooms. You can add your own asparagus. Yes, you can even add asparagus. Asparagus actually tastes pretty good with the eggs, but you can go wild with vegetables and then your own meat to add to the cheese. And that's just a way better option. The digital coupon was only $3.77 for Freschetta, and Freschetta is a really good pizza, by the way. I've tried it. It was great. So for $3.77, you get a cheese pizza, and then you add your own vegetables to it, your own meat to it, and you have yourself an amazing meal for the family. I also found March 28th, 2022, I saw a digital coupon and an in-store coupon for butter. It was the Challenge brand. It's called Challenge. And I found that they had a digital coupon at Pick and Save for the 4-stick package was only $2.77. And then I was able to find that if you buy 2 of them, you would get the $2 off. So if you add that up, $2.77 and $2.77, you buy 2, that's the $5.54. And when you have the $2 in-store coupon for buying 2 of them, that gets you down to $3.54 for 8 sticks of butter, when originally it would have cost around $8. Some people say, hey, isn't butter really bad for you? Isn't that the myth that's going around? Doesn't it create carcinogens in the brain, free radicals in the brain? It actually does not. And if you look, according to well-known physician, Dr. Christine Northrup, she's very well-known, MD, and Dr. Pearl Mutter, who wrote, he's a renowned neurologist. He's the author of The Grain Brain. And they both talk about how important butter is. And it's a necessary saturated fat that actually protects the blood-brain barrier. And that's crucial to protect the blood and the blood-brain barrier from toxins like sugar-laden carbs. And also, if you don't eat enough oils, healthy oils, that actually can turn rancid in your brain. We talk about oils a little bit later, but they can create free radicals in the brain. So when you have a buffer of what's called butter, the butter buffer, that can actually really, really help against inflammation and any other brain conditions like dementia, ADHD, epilepsy, anxiety, chronic headaches, depression, decreased libido, and much more. So saturated fats are a critical part of brain health. And even if the results, they've done test work on human breast milk, and human breast milk is actually 50% saturated fat. So that's a big deal. So now I'm going on to the nuts. This is a part of the fats. These are part of healthy fats as the 5-star pro recovery diet. So I talk a little bit about nuts. Coupons are great when buying nuts because nuts can get costly. So it's important though to include in the pro recovery diet walnuts and almonds for cognitive function of the brain. And they are both anti-inflammatory and immune boosting. So we've got pictures of the walnuts here. And I break it down. It's the omega-3s, the brain health benefits of walnuts. Inflammation, protects the neurons, may promote brain healing. It's good for memory. It boosts the function of neurotransmitters. It protects against depression, and it helps the brain to process information faster, and it may improve learning and motor coordination. They say that when you eat a vegetable or a food that looks like that body part, it's good for that body part. And when you put it in half and half, the walnut looks like the brain. So now we go to the other one, which is almonds. So almonds is really good for brain power. As you can see in this picture here, you got a little brain doing the workout. So you're getting your brain to do a little bit of workout. That's also super healthy for the brain. And why is it healthy for the brain? Well, it actually, amygdala is the same word for almond in Latin. So the amygdala, Latin again for almond, are regions associated with autism, depression, addiction, neuropsychiatric conditions and post-traumatic stress disorder, that's PTSD, where there is a bilateral reduction of the hippocampus and amygdala present in PTSD. So definitely get your walnuts in, definitely get your almonds in. We all age and the brain ages, so we cannot escape the aging process. No matter how much Botox is out there, no matter how much filler is out there, that's not going to help your brain. That'll help the outsides, but we want to be able to also help the inside. So almonds stimulate the production of acetylcholine. And acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter that's responsible for helping your neurons fire or communicate effectively, in other words. A deficiency in acetylcholine can lead to things like brain fog, in which thinking becomes unclear or confused. Sometimes that can happen with candida as well in your gut. It can cause brain fog, but we'll talk about candida in another slideshow. It's not for this show, but it's definitely can be a part of a pro-recovery diet that I talk about because it affects your mental health, and it definitely has to do with the foods that you eat, which are not a part of the pro-recovery diet foods. So almonds also boast of prebiotic properties for healthy gut. It increases good versus bad bacteria in the gut. It produces healthy gut flora, which prevents gut dysbiosis, strengthening serotonin levels. 90% of serotonin are found in the gut via the brain-gut axis. So you've got healthy gut promoting healthy neurotransmitter production, which then relays to the brain, equaling a healthy mood, emotional stability, a decrease in anxiety, and much more. There's also a lot of antioxidants in the brain. In almonds for the brain. You've got your vitamin E, you've got your flavonoids, and that also helps as they combat oxidative stress in the brain. So it's a great source of protein and a great antioxidant, great overall benefit. Highly recommend almonds and nuts as your two go-to nuts of choice. They're the best options for your brain. Now I talk a little bit about almonds and making almond milk, as well as finding wholesale almonds in bulk. So if you're on EBT, I know that nuts can get expensive, but you can find them wholesale on Amazon again, and you can find them in larger boxes and stuff at Walmart. And those two places are both accepted on EBT. However, Amazon works with Whole Foods, so it's going to be a bit more expensive. Walmart is obviously with Walmart. You can also split the bag with a friend, so you can pay half the cost, or a neighbor or a friend or a family member, and you can just split the cost. Then you share the bag and you split the cost. Another really effective way to save money is to make your own non-dairy nut milk, because when you're paying for it over the counter, you're also paying for the manufacturing. You're also paying for the advertising. The consumer is paying for the packaging. You're paying for all that extra stuff. When if you make it yourself, you're eliminating those fees that are associated with buying almond milk, with buying nut butter milk, non-dairy nut butter milk, with buying like even coconut milk or hemp milk or oat milk. It's all going to charge you extra just because of the packaging and the manufacturing and the advertising. So instead, you can just buy your own bulk. You can place 1 cup of almonds in a bowl, pour enough water to soak it overnight, 12 hours, and then you drain it. Then you blend those soaked almonds with 3 cups of fresh filtered water in a blender. Add a little pinch of sea salt, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, if that floats your boat, add a little bit of stevia to taste. And then you blend it all together until it's really super creamy and smooth. And then you pour that mixture through a cheesecloth, because you're going to come out with pulp. So the pulp you can save for another use, so you're not wasting it. Again, you can use it for baking recipes. You can use it in a chia pudding. You can use it in a yogurt. I advise you that you can use it for other things, so you don't have to throw out the pulp. So you're making use of the whole almond, both the inside and the outside. Now we're going to go to meat. That's part of, again, the 5-star pro recovery diet. We wanted to be able to choose healthier options. like salmon or 83 to 90, hopefully 97% lean red meats could be a little bit tricky to find. But the most important thing is to find the meat that is free from antibiotics, nitrates, and other kinds of lunch meat that are processed. No nitrates, preservatives, or additives. And I know you might get afraid that you're going to spend all your EBT card on meat, but think again. Yes, there's inflation, but buying on a budget can still be done. I've done it before. I've been on EBT before. I've had to do this for myself for a long time. And it just takes a bit of patience, a bit of finesse, and a bit of curiosity and digging around. You don't need any more traits than that to help you find yourself a really good quality food, good quality meat. And I also would not sacrifice when it comes to healthy oils. Again, inflation, but buying on a budget can still be done. So don't sacrifice when it comes to the meat, and don't sacrifice when it comes to oils. Why not sacrifice when it comes to oils? Well, you don't want to shortchange yourself, because a lot of the vegetable oils, canola oils, sunflower oils, those actually cause free radicals in the brain, causing a lot of oxidative stress. And they're higher in omega-3s, which can cause inflammation, fat gain. We already have an epidemic of obesity, clogged arteries, and increased risk of cancer. Heart attacks is like very well known amongst even women. Actually, I think women have a more of a rate of heart attacks than men. We want to stay away from those kind of oils, and we want to go for the healthy ones, like the extra virgin olive oil, the coconut oil, the avocado oil. Don't freak out. We'll show you a little bit later that this can be done. I split it up into categories and priced it out. Like, how much do you think a month it's going to cost to buy oils, excuse me. How much is it going to cost per month to buy meat? So we'll break that down a little bit later so you can get a better idea of what you're looking at. So you don't think that you're going to spend all your EBT money on meat. Unless you want to, but you don't have to. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about local National Farmers Market Directory. Now, I talk about this because it is a great way to use your EBT stamps. Farmers Markets accepts EBT stamps. You have to just check though with your local food directory just to make sure. And it's an amazing way where you can save money and buy things that don't have pesticides in them and are grown in people's backyards, the farmers. You're supporting your local community as well. So the key is, this is the trick. See, I'm not afraid for asking for extra help. That's part of the battle I think some people may have. But when you have limited funds and you're on a limited budget, just ask for extra help. It doesn't hurt to ask. And one of the things you can ask when you're going to the farmer's market, they close on the last day, like 1 hour beforehand. Ask if they can give you a discount, because they're going to throw it away anyways. If they're not going to sell it, they're going to throw it away. So why not just ask? Just say, hey, I have an EBT card, or you don't even have to mention that you have an EBT card. You could just say, hey, I'm wondering if I can have 50% off of these vegetables. I'll buy them from you so you don't have to throw them away. Or don't even mention that, are you going to throw them away? Just say, hey, it's the last hour. That'd be awesome. Can we make a deal? And you never know what they're going to say. I've done it before and they've actually said yes. So there you go. It's not guaranteed, but you know what? For them, some money earned is better than no money at all. And that's a real entrepreneur talking. So farmers markets, like I said, has the quality, doesn't have the pesticides in it. They're minimally processed. They're grown also without antibiotics or genetic modification. So then we're going to go to buying meat again, but we're going to tell you how to portion this out when buying cold items at the deli. The deli can get costly, okay? But there's a trick. I just did this today because I did it because I know it's available. I bought, instead of fresh and hot, because I didn't need fresh and hot today, I wasn't craving fresh and hot. So I got a colder chicken, which was actually less pricey than the ones that are fresh right off of the rotisserie. And that way I could make a little chicken salad with quinoa, with rice, with brown rice, with edamame. I love edamame. So I made myself a little rice bowl, quinoa rice bowl with some meat in it. And it was fabulous. You drizzle it with a little bit of olive oil. It's so good. And it's so good for you. Your body like loves that stuff. You will start to notice a difference in your body. Your body will be like, bing, 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 bang, bang, bang. This is amazing. As soon as you start getting yourself off of all the junk food, the body will acclimate and you will start to crave the healthy foods. I promise you, you will start to crave it. You have to give your body time and be patient. So when you buy it cold, it's covered under EBT. When you buy it hot, it's not. Another source of protein, we're going to go to protein powder. So there was a change. I had tried to do this for such a long time, where when I was buying my protein powder, it was expensive, but I knew I didn't eat a lot of meat at the time. And I was so mad that it wasn't covered under EBT, because it wasn't for like the longest time. This is just a new program. This must have just started about a year, no more than 2 years ago, actually. That maybe it was about a year and a half ago. I think about a year and a half ago, at least here in Wisconsin, that they changed the food label in the back. So when you change the food label from supplement to nutrition facts, it gets covered by EBT. Did you know that? Probably not. I noticed because I read the labels and I was like, whoa, they just made a shift. I'm gonna go see if this is covered under EBT. Lo and behold, it was covered by EBT. Come on now. How can you not want to eat well? And you have all access to eating well on an EBT card. You know, the government is supporting you. The government is very not a good food system. I'll tell you that. We all know that, but it's trying to make strides. And one way to do it for people of low income is to be able to give them access to healthy protein powders that are now covered under EBT. And it's the first step in changing your diet. When you're trying to go on a pro recovery diet, it's the easiest thing to do is to make protein shakes for yourself every day, especially for people that are new to the pro recovery diet. And it's also easier on the digestive system as well for people that are trying to recover from addictions and sugar cravings, all of that stuff. Then we've got Back to Basics is another great way to eat on a budget. Like I was just telling you, the bowl that I made was amazing. It was a Back to Basics kind of a meal. Back to Basics is like basic rice and beans. Okay. Most every culture has a basic protein and rice dish. Mexican, Indian, Thai food. It's all different cultures that have basic rice and beans. It's just different kinds of rice and different kinds of beans. But when you add the rice and the beans, you put coconut oil on it, perfect meal. And then just put some spices on it. Throw whatever spices that you want. There's, turmeric is really good, anti-inflammatory. That could be a whole nother lecture in itself. It was going over spices. I just didn't want this to be too incredibly long of a lecture, but there are specific spices that are great for anti-inflammation. You could add those to taste. Sea salt, cracked pepper. You've got your turmeric, you've got garam masala. I mean, all different ethnicities you can go towards too. I prefer Indian food. I love Indian food. I love Thai food. So I have a lot of Thai spices and a lot of Indian spices at my house. Caveat now is not buying rice with a lot of arsenic in it. Most rice brands contain some arsenic. There are better options than ones that contain high amounts, and you can find out what the levels of arsenic are when you go to this Consumer Reports link right down here. Give you some time to write that down. Okay. And they found the best way to remove the arsenic, which is actually found in the soil. It's not added to rice itself. It's found in the soil. And through use of pesticides, through use of preservatives and additives and the things that they add to the soil to produce greater crops, that gets into the rice very readily. So they found that there's this improved way of maximizing arsenic removal. And that's found in this link below. Science of the Total Environment was found in an article in 2020. And it's called Improved Rice Cooking Approach to Maximize Arsenic Removal While Preventing Nutrient Elements. So what you do, just like the diagram says, you add fresh water, 4 cups for every cup of raw rice, you boil it. As soon as it's boiled, you pour out 50% of that rice because you're pouring out all the arsenic then. And then what you want to do is add in fresh water, 2 cups for each cup of raw rice. You cook it again. You bring it down to a low heat until it's done. And that way, you are removing 50% of the arsenic found in brown rice and 74% of the arsenic found in white rice, while still preserving the nutrients. And I read through articles, primary resources, that it's best to buy rice from California, India, or even Pakistan. Gotta love that basmati rice. My favorite's jasmine and basmati. I've actually had 14 kinds of rice before in my life. Believe it or not, there are 14 kinds of rice. Okay, the beans part. So we've got to make sure that the beans are rinsed as well. This goes for canned as well as packaged. It's better to buy in a package, to be honest. It's more cost effective. It may seem kind of annoying though, because you have to like let it soak overnight, and it could be kind of a hassle. So you can get them in cans for as low as $1. So if you have a big family, you know, that you're supporting, I would take the extra time and just to, you know, rinse it and let it soak overnight. But if you're caught in a jam, you know, your family's not like 5-6 people, just buy the canned stuff. That's just as good for you too. It's just a little bit more costly, but it's still a cost-effective choice. $1, you can get them somewhere for $1. I know because they have them $1 at different places around here where I live. Now, this is exciting. United Healthcare, okay, this is a secret that I am sharing with you. United Healthcare currently has a plan for those that are on Medicare and Medicaid. It's called the Dual Complete Program. This just started 8 months ago. And they created what's called the Healthy Benefits Card, Healthy Benefits Plus. You're allotted $150 on groceries. And the cool thing is, you can't buy potato chips. You can't buy junk food. It doesn't cover it. It doesn't cover candy. It doesn't cover anything like that. So it gives you a list, which I will show you in the next slide, the things that it covers. And so $150 is quite a decent amount. And you'll have to share that with over-the-counter products that you buy at Walgreens. Like if you want to buy cold and medicine flu, if you wanted to buy, you know, vitamins, minerals at Walgreens, that's all on this Healthy Benefits Plus card. So you're allotted $150 split up between the 2 products like, you know, like I just said, the vitamins and the minerals and bandages and, you know, healthcare stuff, or the groceries. So you can do a combination of both, just not over $150. That's on top of your EBT card. So when we keep in mind the Pro Recovery Diet, it's got 5 stars. Okay, we talked about various sorts of protein already. We talked about number 2, we talked about various forms of fat. We talked about complex carbs when I talked about the rice and the beans. Number 4 is personalized food plan. It's diversity. So if you are allergic to casein, dairy, are you allergic to gluten? Do you have a certain body type that in Chinese medicine or Ayurveda says to stay away from, you know, coconut oil, because coconut oil it could be too heavy for the kapha body types. I don't want to confuse you. There's 3 doshas, 3 body types, 3 constitutions in the Ayurvedic medicine world. So there are certain things that you're supposed to eat for your body type and certain things that you're not supposed to eat. So that's taking into consideration your bio-individuality. So we're not all one person. So it's not a cookie cutter plan. And then number 5 is talking about quality, clean food. Like I've been talking about, not having pesticides in it, not having additives, not having nitrates, that kind of stuff, not having arsenic. So the Healthy Benefits card, when we talk about the 5-star pro recovery diet, the Healthy Benefits card covers everything in the 5-star pro recovery diet. So if you take a look at all of these options that you have. It's a lot of options. I'll let you take a peek of that. Look down the list. Salad, meat, beverages. Doesn't allow you to have soda. I'm so grateful for that. It's not instilling bad habits and not rewarding bad choices. So we got your soups. It even covers nutritional shakes and bars as well. So our food system is corrupt, but it's getting better. Keep the faith. There's hope. All right, going to the next slide. 2 last points before we end this. Expecting the whole family to eat organic and gluten-free is not only, it's not necessary, but it's not even realistic. Everybody thinks, okay, in order to eat healthy, you have to eat like raw diets. In order to eat healthy, you have to have all organic or all gluten-free. That's not true. You can invest in sprays, and you don't need to eat organic fruit that has peels, like mangoes and bananas. They have a peel. You don't eat it. Oranges have a peel. You don't eat the peel. And, otherwise too, you can also just peel off on your apples, the dirty dozen list. I'll show you what's up on the dirty dozen list. There's ways to wash it as well if you don't want to peel it. So buying bananas are cheap. You can get them 49 cents a pound. There's no need to buy organic in that. So careful. Dirty dozen list from 2021. Strawberries, spinach, kale, mustard, collard greens. You got nectarines. You got apples, grapes, cherries, peaches, pears, bell peppers, hot peppers, celery, and tomatoes. This has been on the dirty dozen list for actually quite a long time, believe it or not. I'm talking like over 5 years I've seen this dirty dozen list. How to circumvent that? Buy the clean things. Here's the clean 15 food list for 2021. Here we got the cantaloupes and the honeydew melon. You got all yours over here: the avocado, sweet corn, pineapple, onion, papaya, sweet peas, eggplant, mushrooms, cauliflower, kiwi, cabbage, broccoli, asparagus again. Asparagus goes well as breakfast, actually, with eggs, like I mentioned before. And this is just a little trick of the trade to make your own fruit wash, so you don't have to worry about pesticides and actually get hyper vigilant and obsessive about it. Consumer Report says that you can scrub the vegetables, rinse them, rub them at home by soaking them in a solution of baking soda and water for just 12 to 15 minutes. Another fruit wash is to put in 2 cups of cold water with 1/4 cup of white vinegar and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And you keep that in a spray bottle, and you spray that and then wipe it off with a towel or a paper towel. And we want to make sure we keep the pesticides low, because this is the thing. Check this out. This is from Consumer Reports, a special report edition. It was talking about pesticides in produce. These are not good. I'll let you have a break from my voice. You can read it. Mental health, fertility health, immune system, so on and so forth. Another thing I wanted to point out: substituting stevia or other natural sweeteners for sugar is an absolute necessary thing to do. Sugar is found to be more addictive on the brain than cocaine and heroin combined. Tons of research on that already. I didn't have one listed here because it's all over the news. It's been in articles for, I would say, about a couple of years now, at the very minimum, a couple of years. You will never, ever, ever overcome cravings and get into solid recovery if you are still consuming refined sugars on a daily basis. That's just not going to happen. You can't. What will happen is you'll develop candida if you're chronically consuming sugar on a day-to-day basis. So the end of the slides here, I included a healthy eating plate. This is the normal healthy eating plate, what it looks like and how that's spread out. And I have some recommendations. So if you have $200 a month for a single person, that's what you usually get with EBT currently right now. How do you split that up? What does that look like? Well, standard recommendations, more carbs and equal amount of fat and protein. But for the 5-Star Pro Recovery Diet, for the purposes of, overcoming cravings and overcoming addictions and just improving overall mental health, it's 40 to 60 grams of protein minimum for women, 60 to 80 grams minimum for men. Why? It's because you need higher protein for the amino acids to make the neurotransmitters. So you want to increase protein to 40 to 45% every 4 hours. So you got your budget. Here's the budget. $18 a month for healthy oils. That'll do it. You buy a really good solid thing of olive oil, or if you split it up into 2 smaller ones, if you want to buy a little avocado, a little extra virgin olive oil, that should last you for the month. You're not, drowning everything in oil, but you are adding it as a healthy benefit to your food and as a healthy benefit for your brain, like fish oil. These are all healthy oils for you. And you do want to make sure you drink more than 66 ounces of clean water a day. You need that to flush out the toxins. You need that to support your body. I think the study was done where 90% of our bodies are made out of water. So same with serotonin. There's 90% that's made out of serotonin. I think I'm correct on that. I probably should not have said that, but I think I'm correct on that. I would have to double check. If I don't double check, you double check, and then you write a comment to me and you write me and say, Mary, you were wrong. I'll say, I'm sorry. Okay. Fruits and vegetables, 42 a month, give or take. Healthy protein, again, 80 a month, because we want to deal with the healthy meats are going to be a little bit more costly. And then whole grains is about 60 a month. Ideally, gluten-free is the best option for you. But, we can start to change habits. There's got to be a place to start. This is a place to start. And that's it, everybody. That's the Kitchen Doc's advice on the 5-Star Pro Recovery Diet. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope this was inspiring and very resourceful for you to use. Thank you. Bye.